This is an example of one of the 752 squares. They're called 752 squares. As you can see, it's a 5 by 5 grid. And the top corner here, the top left hand corner is A1. This is a B1, C1. Okay, D1 like this, like a regular grid. And then this is E5 over here. So this is the study, the work. This is the first square, the first magical square, you could say, the first magical 752 square, except the numbers look like they're random. But this project is called Where Do Our Guesses Come From? You might say Me'en ba nechashenu. Where do our guesses come from? And this work was produced. This represents a day of the week. These represents Thursday, yellow Thursday, purple Friday. There is no Saturday, Sunday. It goes straight to green Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Okay. And I ran the analytics with AI. They were not able to detect any patterns in it. They were only able to say the highest number, the lowest number, the average of all of them. They were able to say how many prime numbers. They were able to say what's the median, and they were able to say other stuff like that. That's just very basic mathematical stuff, but not anything about any pattern of why the numbers would come next to each other. But these came from absolute guesses. Every single day it was a new guess from somebody, not myself. This is only the first one. I have 20 ones just like this. So this square represents 35 days, because you could see this is 25. 5 times 5 is 25, but in between here is an invisible line. Okay? Saturday and Sunday is 10 days, like times 5, so 2 times 5 is 10 days. So every one of these squares represents 35 days. So it's a month and 5 days. I have 20 of these squares. So if you do 35 times 20, that's 700 days. For 700 days, I was producing these squares. Those 700 days came from right around the time Corona came out. A little bit before. This came about, I would say, 2 months before Corona. Let's say Corona came out in March. This is at the end of December. So January, February. This was at the end of December up until the end of January of 2020. Okay? So like I said, I have 20 of these, and I went all the way until the end of 21. So from December of 2019 until the end of November of 21, that was 23 months. So it was exactly 700 days. 35 times 20. 20 of these boxes, and there's 35 days of time in here. 25 days you can see, and 10 days are invisible. There's a secret behind that, but that's why it's called 752 squares, because it's 7 days a week, 5 you can see, and 2 you can't see. 2 days, in this case, it's 2 days of the week. So 5 days of the week you can see, and 2 you cannot see. That's the secret of the first of what this is. I'm still trying to figure it out. So I can send you this one, and then I can send you each one if you want to see each one. But this is the first one. This is called the first 752 square. I'll tell you the time that it corresponds to. This top A1 right here is Thursday, December 26th. Thursday, December 26, 2019, which was Yom Hamishi 28 Kislev. It was the 4th day of Hanukkah. And it goes, and every day it was counted, except for Shabbat and Sunday. And then every day I just asked for a new guess. Everything is guessing until finally, one thing you might notice, that over here 199 is exactly half of 398. That was interesting. So that was a guess. The person definitely did not think about it. He didn't think about any of these things. He just guessed every day. off the top of his head. Okay, so here it went. So what did I say? I see, December 26, 2019. Okay, and it went until January, I'll tell you in a second, 29. This is right down here, 398. This is January 29, 2020. Right here is January 29, 2020, which was the third day of Shvat of 5780. So this is the first 752 square. If you can find any pattern or anything interesting, if there's any interesting kinds of primes or anything like that, or any other number theory that you know of, please let me know. I appreciate it. Thanks for your interest.